I want better battery life. Apple AirPods Pro Wireless Earbuds with MagSafe charging case. The Apple AirPods Pro Wireless is sold by Apple. Active noise cancellation blocks outside noise, so you can immerse yourself in music. Transparency mode for hearing and interacting with the world around you. Spatial audio with dynamic head tracking places sound all around you. Adaptive EQ automatically tunes music to your ears. 3 sizes of soft, tapered silicone tips for a customizable fit. Force sensor lets you easily control your entertainment, answer, or end calls, and more. More than 24 hours total listening time with the MagSafe charging case. Quick access to Siri by saying "Hey Siri." Effortless setup, inner detection, and automatic switching for a magical experience. Connectivity Bluetooth 5.0. 4.7 out of 5 stars. This Apple AirPods Pro Wireless has a total of 129,614 reviews. Product linked in the description below. The first review is from Tech Reviews. I want better battery life. 4.0 out of 5 stars. There are a billion reviews for these things, so why another one? Well, today I'm hoping to help those trying to decide between these or the Sony Phone 1000X4 in-ear noise-canceling buds. See pics. Both are top of the line in terms of noise canceling. AirPods require you say the "Hey Siri" command. "Hey Siri, increase volume by 20%, or fiddling with your phone. For the Sony, you'll need to go straight to your device or set your chosen voice assistant to do it for you via the Sony headphones app. Not tested. The AirPods Pro and Sony WF have more in common than not, and the few differences may or may not be big enough for you to write home about. Let's have a look. ANC Active Noise Cancelling. If you need details exactly how ANC works, please Google it, as I don't have the space here to explain this. Sony wins here. IMO. Both the AirPods Pro and the X4 are almost equally good at reducing much of traffic, air conditioner, and other steady noises. Sony might be a little bit better, but that's subjective. However, for voices, playground, restaurants, etc., and other non-static noise, the Sony do offer noticeably better noise cancelling, in my opinion. It's not a huge difference in most situations, but I did notice it on occasion, and other reviewers seem to agree. I love active noise cancelling ANC headphones. Comfort and fit. AirPod Pro wins here for me. In fact, the fit is probably the single biggest fail with the Sony Buds. Have a look at my pics and notice how much bigger the Sony Buds are. Now remember, the whole thing, the big outer part, has to sit between your ears, conch and anschlicks, and the actual sound-producing part, of course, goes inside your ear canal. This means the weight of the outer part is dragging on your inner ear quite a bit, if not balanced correctly. Since the Sony are so bulky, there's a good chance that parts of it won't ever sit properly in your ears and try to pull out the tips from your ear canal. Critics would say to just put them in properly, but this is surprisingly hard to do with the X4 Buds. You'll also see comments that the way the Sony Buds curve is better for ears. I'm not feeling it. And I'm pretty sure I don't have freak ears. My go-to cans are the Sony X4 with X3 as backup. I've never had problems fitting and balancing any buds like the Sony X4. The Sony units have a much larger and honestly rather uncomfortably shaped body that houses the ANC chip and microphone. Even when properly placed in the ears, they stick out. Weight distribution always seems off to me. I'm a tall man with average-sized ears, and it's a chore to make the Sony Buds fit comfortably. Once they're in, they often fall out or feel like they're about to fall out. This is because the size and weight of the outer parts of the X4 Buds is rather high, at least compared to the AirPods Pro. Another part of this is the size of the ear tips. See below. To get the Sony Buds in my ear, I have to use both hands, one to tug and pull the ears, the other to wedge and move the buds into place. If I don't get it twist right, they are prone to fall out. I also own and love my Bose QC35II. Very annoying. AirPods Pro, one hand, quick move and they're in and stay in. I have more confidence in that the buds will stay in during movement compared to the Sony X4. Somehow the weight, size, and ear tips all just work better for me. Your ears may vary. Side note, the part that goes inside your ear canal has a removable and replaceable ear tips. Those tips come in several sizes and most people find one that fits. Somehow none of the three that Sony provides really fit me, but the large are the closest ones. Since they're very tight on me, they provide a better passive noise canceling. But they're quite uncomfortable. I've lived with ANC cans on my head. The other two are just too small for me. They're also sweaty and pick up lint and dust and a key alert. Earwax easily. The fit really matters with these buds, especially considering that they have to compensate somewhat for the extra bulk and weight of the overall unit. SoundGeese claims the Sony have a better fit, but I have to disagree. And I really do love Sony headphones in general. The AirPod Pro, on the other hand, come with cleaner and better fitting ear tips. They have a neat magnetic thing where you clip on the tips. It's a strong connection and yet makes it easier to replace them if you need to. They're also easier to clean by earwax. While I realize the sound quality for music is often a little compromised, for non-audiophiles it's usually more than good enough IMO. Since the buds aren't as bulky or heavy, it feels like the tips stay in the ear canal better. I can use the medium-sized tips and they fit perfectly. Battery life tie. Assuming you have ANC on all the time and have the case with you, the case houses a battery which in turn can charge the earbuds batteries. You will get about the same playtime out of either set. Some sites say the Sony get longer playback before needing to be charged, others say the opposite. My experience is that both have about the same playback time and both have another 18 or so hours of juice from the case. Again, your use of ANC and other factors change these numbers somewhat. Charging Sony wins here because you can charge the case using USB-C cables much faster than Apple's slower Lightning. In my experience, the case charges up about twice as fast as the AirPods Pro case. I have not tested wireless charging for either, but as awesome as the full-sized Sony and Bose cans are, when I leave the home I prefer not to look like someone from the 1980s. Software, I've not tested Sony's headphones app much except I downloaded it on both my iPhone, iPad, and Android phone. It works flawlessly on all devices for me. You can change some parameters, but overall it's probably not something you'll need to use a lot. I didn't, hence no further ratings. Apple iPods Pro work perfectly with iOS devices right out of the box. Pairing is super fast, and all settings can be changed within iOS directly. I find that both connect to all my devices just fine. Bluetooth connectivity is strong on both, and the distance between earbuds and device is about the same before I get connectivity problems. I do like the seamless switching between iPad, iPhone, and MacBook Pro that the AirPods Pro can pull off. It's almost instant and just works if you're on iOS or Mac. The Sony also work on all devices I tried them on, but switching between them is not always as seamless or fast. I hate that I can't change volume directly on the buds on either of these. Sony has these awful touch pads on the side, and I find myself constantly tapping and retapping to start or stop the audio because I sometimes miss hitting that tiny spot where you're supposed to touch. I need good ANC, but also comfortable but secure fit, good track controls, portability, and decent battery life. The AirPods have a dedicated little clicky button that just works more reliably in my experience. You will lose one or both of your earbuds at some point. Death, taxes, and losing earbuds. It's a law, and I love how Apple implemented the Find My option here. If you lose your AirBuds Pro, simply make them sound an alarm and use the GPS feature on your phone to find them. It works really well. I didn't find a way to do this on the Sony Buds. Sound quality, this one's a bit subjective. I find the Sony to be a tad better, with a little more bass and oomph, yet they never sound muddy to me. So which is better? Commonalities, stuff both the AirPod Pro and Sony have in common. Both have decent ANC, both have a great case which can charge the buds while on the go, both have reasonably good audio quality, both allow for being connected to multiple devices at the same time, both can turn off when taken out of the ears, except AirPod can only do this with a phony. The difference isn't massive, and audiophiles probably have their own overly persnickety opinions about either option. Final words: there are several things I either didn't test or don't want to spend time talking about. The app's equalizer options, voice assistant options, etc. are something you'll need to figure out for yourself if that's important. For me, the default settings are sufficient for both the Sony and the AirPods Pro. The biggest takeaway for me is that the AirPods Pro fit my ears a lot better and feel more secure in my ears than the Sony. The Sony have better noise cancelling. You'll find online reviews that claim the opposite, other reviews that agree with my findings. You really need to figure it out yourself. One final suggestion is that if you primarily or solely use Apple devices, your better bet is probably to invest in AirPods Pro. The seamless switching is excellent. Our first question is from Calora. What are the differences between this model and the previous AirPods Pro? There is no new AirPods Pro for 2021. Apple released the AirPods 3, which is just an updated version of the original AirPods Phone and Pro. Apple released the AirPods 3, which is just an updated version of the original AirPods Phone and Pro. Only the AirPods Pro and AirPods Max have noise cancelling and inner tips, which is the only difference compared to previous generations. Only the AirPods Pro and AirPods Max have noise cancelling and inner tips, which is the only difference compared to previous generations. The new AirPods 3 are just an updated version. WC more. There is no new AirPods Pro for 2021. The new AirPods 3 are just an updated version with MagSafe on the charging case and spatial audio. See less. Product linked in the description below. For more content like this, please subscribe and click the bell icon so you are notified of new uploads. We upload new videos every day. See you next time.